Crossbow Cider presents Boxing from Puerto Rico.
Challenger of Perez of Mexico, age 27 with 36 and 32 knockouts. He has very heavy hands. However, what you mentioned at the top, well, the round ends. And he is rated number 4 by the International Boxing Federation. I'm talking about Isidro Perez, the challenger in tonight's World Boxing Organization's Junior Flyweight Championship.
Well, as you mentioned at the top, Sean, the possible problem with Perez might be that he had to drop those 8 pounds in a week, and he might be a little queasy if you get into the later rounds. Usually Mexican fighters will start off slow and get stronger, but we won't know if that'll be the case with Perez this night.
All right, the opening bell is gone. This is the second round coming up. The opening round is always important because what you want to do in an opening round is establish who is the boss. Let your opponent know who's going to control the fight.
How did you see that first round, Sean?
The first round was extremely close. It could have gone either way. The bout here under the World Boxing Organization are scored on the 10-point must system. The 3-knockdown rule is in effect. There is no standing 8 count, and the bell cannot save you in any round in the World Boxing Organization.
Except the final round, of course.
Well, I hope it does save you in the final round. If it doesn't, you're in trouble. Just box on forever. And Williamson standing just a little. Left those elbows. He's telling the fighter from Mexico. He's Perez. Perez, 26 years old. He weighed in today at 106.5. Now, I talked about him being overweight. He lost 8 pounds in the last 7 days. Well, he weighed in today at 106.5. The junior flyweight limit is 108. He came in under the limit. So for that reason, De Jesus may be a little bit stronger. And now, De Jesus landing some heavy shots. Some red swelling around the left eye. And he's going up Perez.
Well, Isidro Perez has a marathon's runner's physique to start with. And if he's lost those pounds, he might be running out of gas pretty early. And you can't afford that when you're talking about the champ, Carlitos De Jesus, who goes the distance very easily, very stylish boxer, and also packs a punch. Hey.
He is the aggressive. He likes that aggressive style. I'm talking about Jose De Jesus, the champion, in the solid red trunks. But he's been working more on his patience. He's trying to set down more. Right there he sat down and got hit with some good combinations by Perez. Perez trying to go with the uppercuts for good reason. Look how De Jesus is laying over. He's bending over from the waist. He's asking for those uppercuts.
A lot of wrestling and tying up in there, a lot of holding on. You got to be careful fighting this close to your opponent because it's quite easy to catch a headbutt. There are the 2 banged heads right there. Both of them keeping that head quite low. If you want it at the bell, the end of round 2. If it's unfortunate that headbutts happen, and if
Ons bied ons verskoning aan dat die klankgehalte van Puerto Rico nie na wense is nie. Dit is omstandighede buite ons beheer.
Not on your face. You cut the face and
Sean, I'm taking a look at the challenger's corner, and he looks very winded for a second round.
He looks winded, he looks weak, and he looks withdrawn. He is laying back against the corner pad. Here's some some of that action from that second round, taking some heavy shots in that second round, and he's also expending a lot of energy.
Well, there's not a lot of perspiration on him either, and that's a sign that he might be a little dehydrated.
Seconds out. Seconds out. Third round. Now the third round, the first two rounds usually are pretty slow. They're not so much for these two fighters, but in most cases, the fight really gets into the mode about the third round. Nice left hook by De Jesus. And Perez just staggered right there, perhaps from that left hook.
Very hard.
Right hand.
Very hard punch with. Once again, he knocks his head back.
Look here who's got the control, Rick. De Jesus is forcing the fight. Perez is backing up.
Well, his head has snapped back a couple of times, and I'm surprised he's not with his back to the mat right now.
There is some swelling underneath the left eye on Perez.
We know he can take a punch, though.
That's that right hand, right on the swelling that I talked about. He's taking that right hand, but he's rolling with the punch also. When he gets hit with it, he turns his head to take the power away from the punch.
That's the side of an experienced boxer.
What De Jesus has to do is feint that right hand, let him go for the feint, sucker punch him with the left hook. Let's see if he does it. Right here, De Jesus realizes that he's in command. He realizes that Perez is trying to slow down a little bit. And he's got good control. Perez feeling the effects of taking off the weight and coming in underweight also. He is smaller in size than Jose De Jesus.
Well, Perez trying to work the body, but De Jesus has been more successful.
And Jesus has got the stronger punches. He is the man going forward with his punches. Perez, the one going backwards. And in order to knock somebody out, you have to go forward with your punches. Use that momentum. This is the first round that De Jesus has had complete control.
Jesus' movement very good.
Perez is
circling to the left.
Breathing through his mouth, which is a sign of fatigue.
Perez had boasted that his power was his forte. Those 42 knockouts were earned on his part. That he had some ideas of knockout in this fight.
Well, he's been boasting about that power, but perhaps he needs to be boasting about perhaps moving up to the flyweight division. The limit there is 112 pounds. He had to take off, as I've mentioned, as we talked about, he had to take off a lot of weight to compete in this fight. The first two rounds were a lot of high action back and forth, but in that third round, it was all Jose De Jesus. He got the control of the fight in that third round. Seconds out. Seconds out. Come on, get a move on there.
Oh, looks like De Jesus now has begun this round with ideas of ending it right away.
But again, Perez tried to come out and establish the control of this round. But De Jesus had to fight to get that control back. Nice right hand. He's found a home for that right hand. When Perez jabs, he brings the left hand low. Another sign of fatigue. Look at the left hand down by his waist. Watch when he jabs. Oh, Perez is tough.
That would be in the mold of the Mexican boxers. This is De Jesus' first defense. He's got to have some butterflies. You don't want to lose your title in your first defense, Sean.
Well, he won that title 6 months ago, May 19th you talked about. He fought Myung Woo Yu in Korea back June 12th of 1988, and then in 86 he fought him again also for the WBA title in Korea, February 15th of 1986. He's been pretty active, having had 25 fights since 1981, since October of 81. On the other hand, Perez has had 51 fights. Oh, he's showing the effects of those 51 fights right now. His head is real red from the preponderance of punches that he's been getting in.
He's being mauled methodically now by the champion. And this is a situation where you can sense the champion feels he has the upper hand early and would like to put him away.
Oh, that's right. He's in complete control. He's in command of this fight. He is making Perez fight his fight. Now, Perez running after De Jesus. And Perez reaching for anything just in desperation. Oh, the right hand. That right hand right over the top from De Jesus. Perez was coming in and he ran into it. There's the best thing that Perez can do right now. Tie up and let the referee break him. Third man in the ring, Stanley Cristodulu. Stop holding. Stop holding. Says Cristodulu over to Perez. Round number 5 coming up. For these two junior flyweights, less than 108 pounds. Here's a look at some of that action from that 4th round. Still, trying to keep in the fight is Perez, but De Jesus has to battle back. The battle goes back and forth. De Jesus has got complete control of this fight. That's why the right hand, right over the top.
Isn't that dangerous going straight back after throwing a punch like
You
that?
bet it's dangerous, but it's more dangerous for him to leave his hands down. Little slow getting out of the corner over there. Showing a lot of signs of fatigue is Isidro Perez. You know, we talked about the knockout power of Perez. He's got 87% knockouts. 46 of his wins, 40 of them have been by knockout. For De Jesus, he's got only 77% knockouts. 22 wins with 17 KOs.
Most of those fights, however, have been in Perez's native Mexico. You have to question some of the opposition involved in a lot of those KOs.
And fights there are extremely difficult to trace. Ooh, nice left hook. De Jesus set him up for that left hook too. He feinted the right hand and then went to the left hook.
Perez has not tried many combinations. De Jesus hasn't given him a chance. But in fact, he looks like perhaps a one-punch type of boxer.
And Perez is grasping for air. Good condition is De Jesus. He's not taking a deep breath yet. And he's continuing to keep the pressure on in this fight. Uh-oh. Keep the punches up. His arms are getting tired, Perez's. And when they get tired like that, those gloves, the 6-ounce gloves, feel extremely heavy. When they do, occasionally you go south of the border. Now, underneath their trunks, both men are wearing foul-proof protectors, not only for the vital areas, but also for the bladder and the kidneys to protect those.
There you see De Jesus not falling asleep on his laurels. He's very active in that ring. He's not taking a breather. Let's see how long he can go with this pace. There you see the results. Beautiful uppercut.
Oh, he's going to be hard to get out of there because of the way he moves. Look at the head movement from Perez. What the Jesus probably should do is stay downstairs until Perez quits giving him so much head movement. Perez also giving him a lot of angles. Tying up, hard fighter to fight. Right. Tough to box against someone like Isidro Perez. Up. And the end of round 5. This is scheduled for 12. Now the 6th round is coming up. The 6th round is an important round because it's halfway through the fight. I've got De Jesus in complete control, but if for Perez, he needs to start his attack now or he's going to run out of time. Here's a look at some of that action from that 5th round. Perez, hard to fight because he's always moving, but he catches a left hook right there from Jose De Jesus. Nice punch. Here's a look into the corner. Nice, cool, calm, relaxed as a champion, Jose De Jesus. A little instruction from Hector Ortiz, Angel Morales, and Angel Espada. Now, Perez coming out with a left jab wisely here in this 6th round. Now, he's got to get some aggressiveness about himself, or he's going to fall so much behind that he won't be able to catch up.
Well,
and that looks as though that's what he's trying to do.
Well, I believe his corner told Perez that he is losing badly on points here, and he has to do something to impose his will, if nothing else, and perhaps to shake up De Jesus and look for an opening.
Right, and there is something that he can do. He's got to do something to change the pace of this fight. Right now, the fighters have fallen into this mode of the pace of this fight. What he has to do is turn that back around. How can he do it? Well, he's got to be aggressive. He's got to throw more punches. Perhaps even go out there and throw down De Jesus. Do something to change the mode of the fight. Now, there's a cut that has opened up on the bridge of the nose on Perez. That shouldn't be a factor there because it will not bleed into the eye unless it widens.
Well, you know, for Perez, there's always that lucky punch, if he is as heavy a puncher as he says. We have not seen signs of that yet.
A warning, another warning for holding from the referee. Again, see him try to slap that hand out? Without breaking them, he tries to tear their hands apart. A lot of grabbing and holding on. He's like a Spider-Man, as Isidro Perez.
He's good in the clinch, you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's right. He will hold on to you. And he should be. He's taking a pummeling.
Well, you know, De Jesus has expressed his desires to get a 3rd bout versus the Korean, but definitely he wants it out of Korea, the neutral part of the world.
Hopefully that fight won't be in Korea to take place. Now, as a champion, he can go back to Japan to title fight with the other champion, the World Boxing Association's champion, Young Woo Yu. Oh, look at all the clinching and the holding in there. Now, Perez is doing a lot of holding, but De Jesus is letting him. Here's a chance De Jesus has got that left hand free. He can go ahead and start pounding it in right there. If he starts pounding in that left hand, Perez is not going to be tying up very much. Time, the bell to end round 6. Are you thirsty? Golden Cool Crossbow Cider hits the spot every time. It's made from 100% natural apple. The nutritional value makes this delicious drink ideal for any health-conscious sportsman. Crossbow Cider, it hits the spot every time. I talked a little bit earlier about Stanley Christodoulou looking on right now as we look at some of the action from that 6th round. Look at all the tying, the holding that's going on by Perez. He's trying to just make it through these rounds.
Well, you know, in the pre-fight press conference, Perez said that De Jesus, a very nice young man. Perhaps he has different ideas right about now when he's seen him up close and personal. Well, there De Jesus waiting for Perez to come out of the corner and begin this 7th round. Will it be a lucky round for De Jesus, and could it be the final round? Right! Or does the Mexican still have something left in your estimation?
Well, you can never sell anybody short. In my opinion, though, De Jesus, it's time for him to turn up the heat, start throwing more and more leather, and try to get Perez out of there. He'll still go, but he's going to have to push him a bit. And now I say that, and Perez lands some big combinations. Right. Perez trying to make a liar out of me yet.
Oh, Perez trying to change his style somewhat. Trying to get off a little quicker, because he's been beaten to the punch throughout the first 6 rounds.
Nice combination. The right hand, and he came back with a left hook. Now that right hand was real fast, and it was on the inside. That's perhaps why it landed. Now, look at who's tying up now. Now it's De Jesus.
Glove is on the other hand. Perhaps De Jesus is taking a breather in this round.
Well, he took a bit of a breather in that last round, too. That 6th round, he slowed down. Oh, nice right hand. A sweeping right hand from the outside from De Jesus. But De Jesus is the one now punching in singles.
That might be a mistake. If he's looking for a one punch, the only way you get that is by combination.
That one punch is hard to knock somebody out with. Oh, however, he does have 17 KOs out of his 22 wins. Halfway gone in this 7th round. Now, the first part of this round has been all Perez. But what a lot of the old-time trainers teach you is to come on strong the last half of the round. Most of the judges, or people in particular, are going to remember the last part of the round more vividly than they are the first part of the round. So let's see if now De Jesus turns up the heat.
Well, maybe Perez has been taught that same manner, because he certainly is not letting up one bit. And here,
well, the cut on the bridge of the nose has not been a problem since that 5th round for Isidro Perez.
Isidro Perez, no pushover. He is the 5th-ranked challenger, earning him this title opportunity. You know he doesn't want to let it go by. Some speculation he might retire if he were to lose this bout. At 27, he has quite a number of fights.
And he lands a nice left hook. Round number 8 coming up next. It's scheduled for 12. We've been through 7. A good round, that 7th round for Perez. There's a look at Stanley Christodoulou. He is from Johannesburg. He is a former fighter himself. He was 12-0 as a middleweight in the amateur ranks until he broke his index finger on his right hand. This is his 48th world title fight. He's refereed for 26 years. You've seen him in such great fights as Hagler and Duran, Arguello and Pryor. Pedrosa, and McGuigan. He's refereed on 6 continents in 18 different countries. He's been the referee of the year 78, 79, and 85, 86. He certainly knows how to handle these fighters.
Seconds up.
There's a real art to this refereeing, that when you know you have a good referee, it's when you don't hear much from him. And we've not heard much from him.
Oh, the action has been continuous, mostly on De Jesus' part, but Perez has been coming on.
Well, I tell you, Perez came back in that last round and turned the heat up a little bit for De Jesus. Now, De Jesus, the battle has got to go back and forth, and that's what De Jesus is doing. Now, De Jesus has got to get that control back of this fight.
The ebb and flow.
Nice combination, nice work by Isidro Perez. He threw a 3-punch combination. Oh, he is tough. Oh! A nice right hand that buckled the knees of Perez.
Looked like it was a body punch. He doubled over.
I believe that was probably a punch to the jaw that glanced off to the body. When you're punching, you're taught to punch down to try to bring your opponent down to the canvas. Although the punch is going up, sometimes will work also.
Definitely.
The left jab is so important.
Oh, definitely all the power has been exhibited thus far by De Jesus.
It's been by him because he has been the one going forward with his punches. Perez trying to hang in there, hold on, but he did stage a bit of a comeback in that 7th round. This is 8th round action.
De Jesus seems to be coming over a low left hand by Isidro Perez, coming right over it and catching him out on the jaw. There you see a glancing blow.
It's a lazy left hand. Every time he jabs with it, he drops it down by his waist, and he's leaving himself open. Warning for use of the head to Perez.
De Jesus looking for an opening, perhaps to end this. But every time he stops his perpetual movement, Perez has a chance to come back and get in some shots of his own.
But it has been De Jesus bringing back that control with the left hook like that.
Well, there's no defense as far as Perez is concerned.
A nice right hand. But look how Perez again takes the power out of the punch by moving back. A wise veteran fighter is Perez. At the bell to end round number 7.
Seems to me, Sean, that when your best defense is rolling with the punches, you're in some hot water there.
That was round number 8 down. The 9th round is coming up. The 9th round is also an important round because in a 12-round fight, you can see the distance off into the horizon. You know that you're not going to be out in this ring much longer. Here is some of that action from that 8th round. Both men trading jabs. A lot of distance between the two. Nice crowd on hand. We are in the Condado, the Convention Center in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Thanks for joining us for World Championship Boxing. A little bit later, coming up, the Junior Bantamweight Championship in the World Boxing Organization between Jose Cheito Ruiz and Angel Cuso Rosario. This is 9th round action of a scheduled 12-round championship fight.
In his corner, his seconds appeared resigned to the fact that Perez must now look for a knockout. I think on your scorecard that's true.
And I've got Perez way behind, and I've only given him the 1st and the 7th rounds. Every other round I've given over to De Jesus. Now the De Jesus, the last round, had to fight for the control back of this fight. Oh, and it has been an exciting fight. It's been mostly De Jesus, but Perez has not given up.
Well, you know, there's a lot of writing on the trunks of Perez. He even has writing on his body, and the writing might be on the wall right now.
The writing might be on his face, too. I see what you're saying. A veteran of 51 fights. He's only 26 years old. 5'5". That's an inch taller than the 5'4" De Jesus. And you know, it's kind of interesting. Though he's taller, his reach, his wings, his arm reach is shorter. He's only 28 inches up against the De Jesus that is 30 3/4 inches. Now, the way they measure the reach here in Puerto Rico is the arm, just the one arm. In the United States and some of the other countries, they measure fingertip to fingertip. A lot of holding going on by Perez.
You care to convert that to centimeters? Well, Perez might be holding on for dear life because De Jesus,
1 minute left in this 9th round,
has been looking for a knockout opening here for a couple of rounds now. And Perez really has not been able to take advantage of the periods when De Jesus has slowed down, which haven't been many.
A warning for the elbow. Now, a warning for the head. What De Jesus was trying to do there is pull the head down into his punch. Perez's head was leaning over. He tried to slam him into one of his right hands. Now, it's De Jesus, and could this be the time that De Jesus can clean up? Wisely, Perez holds on. The end of round 9. Round 10 coming up, and we've only got 11 and 12. 10, 11, and 12. 3 more rounds to decide this junior flyweight championship in the World Boxing Organization.
Since we've gotten to the 10th round, let's mention the judges. In the USA, John Rupert. Puerto Rico, Mariano Soto and Tomas Vasquez.
And here's what those judges are seeing. They're seeing all Jose De Jesus in that 9th round.
We feel the system is more accurate where the referee does not score, therefore dedicate his full attention to the boxers.
Well, the reason that so many of the organizations have gone to that is because they want for the referee to concentrate only on the protection of the fighter. That's why the referee's in the ring in the first place. They want him to look in at that fighter's eye, see when that fighter is hurt, and make sure that he takes care of the boxers. That way the 3 judges sitting around ringside can score the fight. Now they are seated in a box a little bit higher than the ring so they can be sure and see all the punches.
Well, you know, De Jesus came out here trying to counterpunch. That's a surprise. He was the aggressor for most of the fight. Now he's trying to look for an opening by counterpunching, which is a very smart strategy, changing up like that. So he could catch.
That is a smart strategy, and he is an adaptable fighter. There he is landing. Now again, he's had to beat Perez off of him and take that control back of this fight. We talked about the judges. They're looking for 4 things. They're looking for effective aggressiveness, defense, clean punching, and something they call ring generalship. And I think on my scorecard anyhow, De Jesus has displayed all 4 of those qualities. He is the champion, and he's carrying himself now like a champion. From right here in Puerto Rico.
Well, that blow was a little low as he receives, De Jesus receives a warning from Cristodulo.
A little warning for a little low blow. Getting lazy with his punches. Isidro Perez. Perez from Mexico. halfway gone in this 10th round. De Jesus, but Perez is fighting back. Watch the head.
There we see what you mentioned before. De Jesus punching down. Now a warning to Perez.
Another warning. Oh, and another low blow. One more, he's going to take another point. And you know, it's interesting. Twice, Perez has hit De Jesus with low blows. When they just went back together, De Jesus retaliated. The last thing the referee tells you is protect yourselves at all times. Sometimes you have to get dirty back to beat your opponent off of you, to make him quit doing whatever it is he's doing to you.
Fight fire with fire, and there's a lot of fire in the eyes of De Jesus right now. He can just smell the victory in his first defense, and the 10th round ends.
De Jesus appears to be a little bit disgusted with his performance. He was grimacing within one of the clinches that they went together. Both men sitting in their corner getting a drink of water. What those corner men will do is put a little bit of Vaseline over their eyes. We're looking right now into the corner of Isidro Perez. His corner man, Julian Delgado. Orlando Pinheiro is over there, and Alan Solá. Let's hear what they say.
Not 1 month, 1 fight.
Can you make any of that out?
Not very much. I know that they're probably saying,
I can't make any of it out. They're speaking Spanish.
don't get off the ship.
Seconds up.
Well, they're telling him what round it is. Here's some of the action.
Time.
A lot of ice is spilled in the corner of Perez. We're going to have to wait
Big control.
until it's cleared off. That's the momentary delay here. The ice bucket has spilt, and there's no use crying off over spilt ice, I guess.
The ice bucket has dumped over in the corner. Now they want to get all that ice up, because if you step on that ice, it's real easy to slip or to twist your ankle. And we certainly would not want that to happen. The fans here in the convention center want to get this one on. Of course, the fans aren't out there fighting.
Now you can feel the desperation in Perez.
You know, that was a nice call by the corner of Perez. If they did that on purpose, they needed to buy a little extra time for Perez. And they did. Oh, nice right hand. That right hand up to the knees of Perez. And Perez is ready to go, but De Jesus is not following up. He's looking for that one shot to take out his opponent.
Well, there was a glazed look in Perez's eyes for a second there, but as you said, he had an opportunity to take a breather and come back with a different point of view. Well, as I was saying, Perez certainly knows he has less than a round and a half now, perhaps a round and a half, to score a knockout, or else he's going to go down. Oh, very hard punch.
And he almost went down right there. It is so difficult when that pressure is on you to go out there and try to knock somebody out. Sometimes when you're trying so hard that you can't concentrate to let it fly.
Well, you get a knockout, but it might be the wrong person.
And you also push those punches. The way you knock somebody out is you snap those punches off there. It's the speed that knocks these people out. And these are junior flyweights. So there's not a lot of weight behind their punches. Oh, nice combination. Again, a nice combination work from De Jesus.
De Jesus has used both right and left very proficiently. Doesn't waste much action, much motion in his punches.
He is a good-looking, well-schooled fighter, is De Jesus.
Yeah, very accurate. Do we have our punch meter going?
I've been counting them.
I'd say most of them have found some part of Isidro Perez.
Well, you're going to need a calculator to count the punches of De Jesus because he has been busy. Turning up the heat a little bit here in this 11th round, but so is Perez. Perez fighting back. They both realize that they need to have this round. At the bell for the 11th round, we've got one more round to go. The 12th and final round is coming up.
I don't know if it was the ice or perhaps Isidro Perez is a little bad, worse shape than we thought. But at the end of that round, he was headed towards the wrong corner.
Well, he's headed towards the wrong corner because when you get hit so hard sometimes, you lose your direction and you go to the wrong corner. They're working over him now to try to get him revived for this 12th and final round. Here's some of that action from that 11th round. That round, Perez came out and tried to throw more punches, and he tried to move forward also with his punches, but De Jesus had to battle him off of him.
Seconds out.
The control again goes back and forth. This is the final round. These two men will meet in the center. Stanley Cristodulo brings them out to touch gloves. And then back to the war.
Oh, it's time to pull out full throttle. There's no chance for Perez except for a knockout. Let's qualify that, saying on our parts.
On our parts. I've got De Jesus way ahead, and it's scoring here in this 12th round.
Hey, step back. Come on, step back.
Oh, a lot of wild swinging shots. They're missing shots here because they're both desperate. De Jesus desperate to knock Perez out. Perez desperate to try to win this fight.
I would have thought that that De Jesus might have been advised to just perhaps box this last round and not try to look for a knockout, and perhaps in the process be knocked out himself.
Well, I tell you, De Jesus has had several opportunities. Boom! Nice left hook, just on the inside from Jose De Jesus. De Jesus has had several opportunities to knock out Perez. For one reason or another, he did not go right ahead and close the show. Oh, and Perez is wilting. The left hooks are finally adding up.
Well, you know that the word unification is on the mind of Jose Cartuitas De Jesus at this point. Looks like
not only unification, but also revenge. He wants to get revenge for those two losses to the WBA champion Meng Woo Yu.
Absolutely. But then again, there are 9 or 10 challengers out there looking for De Jesus.
And speaking of challengers, let's look at the top 10 of the World Boxing Organization. Yoon In Chil from Korea, number 1. Katsumi Komiyama of Japan is number 2. Down Thong Chuvantana from Thailand, number 3. Mario DeMarco from Argentina. And De Jesus scoring, and Perez comes back with a right hand of his own. Nice punch. Isidro Perez, number 5, the man in the ring now that has turned the heat up again here in this 12th round. Hideyuki Ohashi from Japan is number 6. Ali Galvez, number 7. Luis Monzot from Florida, number 8. T.R. Torres from Colombia, number 9. And Sal Fani from Italy, the 10th rated contender in the World Boxing Organization's junior flyweight division.
And perhaps in the cards for Mr. Perez is moving up in weight class, as you mentioned.
He's taking off too much weight, and it is showing right here. Breathing through his mouth, but busier, though his punches were lazier in the 12th round, he was busier. A good fight. Good fight for De Jesus, I mean.
Is that your prognostication here? Really going out on a limb there, Sean.
Well, it's a good fight for De Jesus. It wasn't a good fight for Perez. Perez way behind on my scorecard. It'll be interesting to see how the judges call this one. I'll bet they're both thirsty. Are you thirsty? Golden Cool Crossbow Cider hits the spot every time. It's made from 100% natural apple. The nutritional value makes this delicious drink ideal for any health-conscious sportsman. Crossbow Cider, it hits the spot every time. As we look at some of the action from that 12th and final round, the biggest punch of the fight from Perez landed right there, the right hand. Finally, he got that right hand to working, but it took him 12 rounds to do it.
By the way, while we're waiting for the decision, let me compliment you on your pronunciation of the top 10 there. International top 10 at that.
Thank you. Some of the Koreans and the Japanese and the Taiwanese are difficult to pronounce. There's a look into the corner of Isidro Perez. He's taking the gloves off now. They're cutting the wraps off. A great feeling when the fight's over, but not so great when you've got those welts on your face and when you have when you're pretty sure that you've lost the fight.
Well, Sean, you know that I felt before this fight that it could very possibly go to distance because of the Mexican fighter's experience and the style, the boxing style rather than a punching style. Although we saw some power from De Jesus, we know that he is a stylist in the ring, and lo and behold, we got 12 rounds of a lot of action from De Jesus, and Perez showing the signs of it on his face and body.
Well, he is a veteran. 46 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws. And hopefully, the champion, Jose De Jesus, has learned something in this fight. I feel like he's learned how to defend his title successfully.
Very sportsmanlike.
Well, the two have respect for each other. It's amazing. You can fight.
Oh, we got the decision here from Jorge Miranda.
119. Isidro Perez, 109. Judge Soto sees it. De Jesus, 120. Isidro Perez, 109. Vasquez sees the fight. Jose De Jesus, 120. Isidro Perez, 109. Unanimous decision, retaining his WBO Junior Flyweight Championship, Jose Cagüitas De Jesus.
Unanimous decision for Jose De Jesus.